It's me.
Can you hear me, Andrew?
I can hear you, indeed.
I can hear me too.
I can hear clearly now. Your voice has changed. Oh, I'm sorry.
What is going on out there, Miami Valley?
Hello.
It's been a while.
Indeed.
I'm Gary Hardy.
And I'm Andrew.
And we are with Brunner's Lawn and Services, coming to you with this week's Brunner's Bits. So, dude, it has been since right after Thanksgiving,
right?
Since we've been on here. So much has gone on. So many things.
So many things. Snow and...
How's your kids?
Tiny, angry, evil. The younger set, anyway.
Well, I wouldn't call your youngest tiny.
He's a hoss.
He's like a big brick.
He took out two kids on the walking into the school today because he has his backpack around screaming, "It's a fat belly," and just sumoing people.
Well,
it's quite funny.
I can do that now. Fat belly.
Yeah, well,
hey, I'm working. I have pre-diabetes now, so I have to watch what I eat.
Gotta behave yourself.
Yeah, it's freaking stupid.
Switch to light beer,
or just don't drink beer. I've you've seen I've toned down my alcohol consumption. This winter's been busy, man. I've been freaking swamped.
Lots of snow all in one shot, and then an immediate storm after it.
And we got more coming. Shh. But before we get into that, folks, let's get into the current events. Current events.
I'm currently annoyed by this puzzle.
So we're going to do current events, and moving forward, we shall have sound to current events. Oh, you did it. Andy did his puzzle.
It's happened twice now. Well, I'm not paying attention, just fiddling with it.
All right. So first off, Andy, we raised $1,500 for the Mum Food Pantry.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that food pantry is something special.
Yeah, you guys had, was that Tuesday?
Yeah. Tuesday, our company did a takeover of the Mum Food Pantry that's located at 26 North Locust Street in West Carrollton, Ohio. That food pantry feeds nearly 300 people a day. I'm sorry, not a day, a month.
I was going to say
300 people a month, excuse me. So that $1,500 on top with other monies that were raised because of the GoFundMe that they just didn't want to put it in a GoFundMe account.
Mm-hmm.
We raised we jumped our bank account nearly 10 grand.
There you go.
In the food pantry.
Very helpful.
I mean, that food pantry is important. Our company is going to be donating all of the lawn service to the Mum Food Pantry this year, which is a considerable donation as well. But then they also take care of our team as they need it as well. Mm-hmm. So with that, let's move on to our next current event. It is Black History Month, and I'm going to have to change this music for that because that is no circus for Black History Month. This month, folks, it's February. It's Black History Month. The 3rd was Rosa Parks Day. And I feel that since it's Black History Month, that it's important that I recommend this book. This book right here is I Have a Dream. It is the writing and the speeches of Martin Luther King Jr. The foreword is by his wife, Coretta Scott King, which I went to the same university as she did. Coretta. I went to the same college as her. I went to Antioch out in Yellow Springs, which is kind of cool that I went to the same school as her. But anyways, I don't look like a hippie, but I guess
my mother went there also. So,
but this book goes through a lot of Martin Luther King's life through his speeches. There's writings on it where he was in the Birmingham jail. It has his "I Have a Dream" speech in it. There's writings in here when there was a bombing at a church down in Birmingham, Alabama. Tell you what, they need to teach more about this guy in school.
We'll have to see if they have it on Audible.
It probably is. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I can't sit and read a book. I get all googly eyed and never get anywhere.
Well, this book is, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. I don't know how to feel about our current president opening up the files for Martin Luther King Jr. and John F. Kennedy. I don't know what that's going to do. I don't know if that's, I don't know, but nonetheless, it is Black History Month, folks. And that doesn't mean that you go out and say, hey, happy Black History Month. It means you go out and you learn a little bit about our brothers and sisters' history and some of the struggles they've been through. Because let's face it, the struggle's still there. It's still there. But with that, learn a little bit about it. I mean, there's some really cool people to learn about. I mean, not just the Harriet Tubman that you learn in school. Rosa Parks is something special, man.
I think I read something on the internet that the CEO of Little Caesars paid for her housing for the rest of her life after a point.
I would have to look that up.
And
I would have
nobody
to look
knew
that up.
Nobody knew he did it until after he died, and it was just they found out that he'd been paying for it.
We're not going to call that fact because we don't have. He thinks.
I think
we would have to fact check that, but
fact check.
Yeah, fact check
We
that.
need a fact checker. Fact checker.
Yeah, be our intern. That'll be their job. Fact checking.
I'll make Jake do it, and I'll get him a little hat.
But with that, there's a lot of things to learn about in Black history, like when the National Guard went and stopped Black children from going into the white school when they started the integration years prior. And I mean, bombings of kids when down in Alabama, when they boycotted the bus system, old ladies would walk miles and miles to go to the grocery store, to go to work. And the nonviolence approach that they did, I mean, it made some difference. There's still more to do.
Oh, indeed.
So, folks, it's Black History Month. Learn your history.
Hey, if you don't learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
100%. So our next current event is there was a ceasefire in Gaza last week, or I'm sorry, this last month, and that ceasefire has allowed for hostages to start being released. Do you know much about?
I don't watch television.
That's probably the smartest thing I've heard all week.
If I do, it's survival shows.
So those that know history know that.
Sorry, I made a mess. I got a hole in my lip I didn't know about.
Those that like history should look back at the history of Israel and Palestine and all of that. There's a lot of fighting since the beginning of time that has gone there. And as Americans, we need to sometimes keep our nose out of stuff because there's nothing we're going to be wrong no matter who we help.
Right.
The
no-win
do we
situation.
help the Israelis or do we help the innocent Palestinians? And I'm sorry, not all the Israelis are innocent in the fighting that has gone on. I mean, there's been genocide and atrocities that have happened, and we got to be very careful how we visit talking about peace and things. Like this a couple of days ago, our president talked about freaking America taking over Gaza. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
We're gonna take this over. It's over there, but we're gonna take it over.
How is taking over Gaza gonna? Here, we're gonna kick all the Palestinians out. We're gonna level this and then rebuild it up. Do people really think that they're gonna let the Palestinians back in?
No,
that's not peace. That's not peace. Two-state solution. And try to figure out the differences and maybe shower each other with some love, love.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
What were we not
just shower people? Like what?
So I just peace has to happen. And as Americans, we can't think that we can go in and just take over a piece of land, even if it was just a art of the deal where you're just creating conflict to get a negotiation. That's not a good conflict to try to create.
No.
So maybe we should ask the Arab countries out there if they want to help out.
Well,
and figure it out.
Hey, that's your next door neighbor over here. Like, we're a long ways away.
Yeah. So, but there was a ceasefire in Gaza, and
This
the
is
good news is there have been hostages that have been released and things like that. So,
That is very good.
With that being said, Andy, I think it's time for us to jump right in to the topic of our show today. So, folks, we are gearing up for the 2025 landscaping season.
Indeed.
And with that, there's a lot of things that go on. But we want to start off with recognizing some of our team members and give a little update. So we got Matt Woodcomb up there, we got Mitchell Studebaker, and we have Haley Brunner. So Matt Woodcomb is our production manager on the landscape side, and he has been studying his booty off to become a certified grounds technician with PGMS. It is very important that people know that at Brunner's we're trying to develop people. By Matt getting that certified grounds technician, which Jacob Carnes got last year, which is our turf production manager, that solidifies them in the industry, in the green industry, to be able to go get a job if something happened here. What are you doing?
You have the mouse right in the middle of my forehead. They can't see
I'll
it,
just
but I
move
can
it.
see it.
How's
It's driving me nuts.
But anyways,
Sorry.
So Matt is going to get a certified grounds technician. Mitchell
Is as well.
is going to get his as well and has been studying. He is now our training officer.
It's been fun watching them get engaged and actually like, I'm learning stuff. Like, did you know this? I'm like, well, hold on. What are you talking about here? Some of it I know. Some of it I can't say I do.
Are you taking yours?
I want to take it blind. I don't want to read all the books. I want to take it
You
blind.
see how smart you are?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it.
I would look at the irrigation math.
Yeah, I haven't done all that really.
But anyways, so Matt's getting a CGT, Mitchell's getting a CGT. But one of the things I'm most proud of is our niece Haley. She's getting her OSHA 40, which is not easy.
She's gonna be the OSHA. Naughty, you can't do that.
She is studying from a binder what is typically a 40-hour college class and is going to take the test. So with that, we're kind of promoting her to be our safety officer at Brunner's.
She's the one that naughty. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. I think Matt got his 10-hour.
Yeah, Matt got his 10-hour
last
2 years
year.
ago, I think.
Was it 2 years ago?
I think so.
I know that 10-hour took him a week of studying to be able to take.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. But with that, Haley, Matt, and Mitchell are getting their certified grounds technician, their OSHA 40, which goes along with something that we've been working on for a couple years now, and that is our team leader manual and our groundskeeper handbook. We're trying to create an apprenticeship program at Brunner's.
Yep.
Do you think we're doing it right?
So far, so good. We'll see how it does once we get, an actual a person that hasn't been here, as the season starts, somebody to put into it and see how it progresses with a new individual or 2 or 3. Well,
we had that.
We've been using all of our existing people as test people for a while.
Well, so some of the trainings that we're creating in this, I'm going to be presenting to PGMS, Professional Grounds Maintenance Society. That's the industry group that we belong to. But I'm going to be submitting it to them to actually be part of their training curriculum. Yeah. We did the first one that I created yesterday with our team. It was culture training, which I unveiled the 5 columns of culture, core values, investing in your team, volunteering as a team, investing in your vendors and subs, and investing in your clients. We've been working on it for 15 years. We just put a name to it.
Right.
But anyways, we do have a new team leader, Logan, that works for us. And we did get, like you were saying, seeing how new people react to it. And Logan said he's never seen anything like it before.
Right. Well, he's worked for a couple of other ground maintenance companies that were more just, here's your list, get it done.
And I tell you what, I think he's going to work out.
Yeah, he fits in with the weirdness.
He fits our island of misfit toys, as we like to call it.
And he likes to go fishing. So, hey, I'm down with that.
Well, it seems like everybody wants to do a fishing derby.
That's happening.
So Andy's in heaven. We get to do something Andy likes.
Yeah, we don't do that very often. Tiny humans, I don't get to do that very often.
But with the development of our team, we also, I'm going to give a plug to Don Ream, the author of Thrive by Design. I think this book is single-handedly changing our leaders' approach to
I think it'll
13.
help with the conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution.
There's the words that I can't speak. Yeah.
Can we start pronouncing the conflict resolution?
Yeah, I'm gonna from now on. That's the new word. But yeah, I think that'll help moving into the end of the book here in the next 2 weeks when we go back through it. I think that'll help just any conflicts and the team building and, in truck resolutions of frustrations throughout the day of, they're mad at somebody or this, that, and the other.
Well, like I had said in our board meeting that we had in January, one of the things, so we've been doing really good. I've not done a good job building our leaders. And that's one of my specialties. I mean, we built them in the field,
right?
But we've not done a lot of teaching them like, hey, this is how you do this, or this is how you do that. This is how you do this.
Right. It's not situational. It's been, task based. This is how you get the job done, but, nothing set in stone, if you will.
Which is so our groundskeeper handbook is the how to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Our team leader handbook is how to lead the people to do the work.
Right. And make sure they're not, hating each other, hating the job and all that.
And then coming next January, you guys we'll have our production manager training done. Mm-hmm. And we'll also have more certified grounds technicians. I mean, we're really focusing on being the best. So watch out, competition. Brunner's is
pesticide licensing. So.
And we're working on a promotion for our chemical guy, which we call it our weed team. But anyways, we're working on a promotion for him to actually be our third production manager.
He's going to take that whole side of things under his own.
I mean, we're growing, folks. We're growing. And if you're an HOA and you need somebody, better get on the bus because, what is it? The train's coming through. Better not stand on the tracks.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, so our next topic we want to talk about are some new HOAs that we just picked up here in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And they are some large HOAs, one in Huber Heights, Forest Ridge, and then one in Centerville, Spring.
It shows up on Google, or for me, it says Centerville. So that's what I'm calling it.
So, but anyways, it's Glen Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also working on Ashbrook Place and Chelsea Trace out on the border of Centerville, of Washington Township and Clear Creek. So if you live in Ashbrook Place and you're watching this, which you're probably not, because I only see 2 people watching it. And one of them is me logged in. So there's one person watching. So with that being said, if that one person lives in Ashbrook Place, have them give Brunner's a call because we want to take care of the landscaping. And I scared our one.
You always don't.
I'm never going to say it again.
Don't acknowledge them.
So what do you think about these new HOAs, Andy?
I mean, for the most part, there's not really any landscape to it. It's just maintenance of the turf and stuff like that, which is important. Most people don't think about who takes care of the field out behind their houses. So that's there's a tractor going around. Okay, but it still needs done. So
we're gonna do it like a city would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they had prior, it's a big property.
It is, and
it's
they were
a large property,
52s and 60s. So
5 years ago, we couldn't have done it.
Nope.
It actually took us taking care of Dom Tar here in West Carrollton to purchase a tractor and a batwing mower to where now we're equipped to take care of those big things. Think of Brunner's. If you have a farm field that is no longer farmed, that you need it mowed, think of Brunner's. We can do all of those sort of things for you.
Indeed.
With that being said, we're going to move on to our next topic and this will take a lot of time. Snowmageddon 2025.
Indeed.
Talk to me.
Terrible.
Andy. Talk to me. You're the one that's I was sick, so I suffered in a different manner, but you suffered the workload. So talk to me.
It was terrible. Well, I mean, it was we haven't had a storm like that in quite a while. So
the storm was nearly 10 inches.
Yeah. And everybody was freaking out, as Ohioans do. Oh, what's this white stuff? I've never seen it before. But we had so much. People's expectations were a little bit more based on what we've gotten in the past. And then at the same point, a lot of people, the new drivers, haven't had to work with that much snow before. We've got a lot of younger guys that haven't seen a storm like that and had to push through that much snow.
One of the biggest problems in our industry is those that can plow snow have retired.
Right. That's what.
Or they work for the county or the city. Yeah. We just don't get. Me and Josh and you, we've been in business for 15 years, and this is only the second time we've had a snowstorm like that. Now, we've had bad storms that were different types of conditions, like temperatures or heavy snow or
one fall right after another, where by the time we're done, we got to turn around. But it's still...
we've never had with this big of a crew, 9.5 inches at one time, of which 3 days later, another 4 inches.
Yeah.
And then with that,
that's where we
the guy that runs it was sick.
Yeah. Well, so my phone never stopped ringing. I think I was awake. I got a 45-minute nap in 2.5 days. So it was a long period of time of phone ringing and people going, "When are you going to get here?" I'm like, well, we're here, but we're on the other side of the property.
And we have to give a plug to Jonathan with Turf Surge and Chris McKee with Country Club Lawn and Landscaping. I'm not going to use the subcontractor term. I'm going to use partner.
Yeah.
Those two companies, they're part of us.
They kicked ass for us.
They're awesome. Everybody makes mistakes.
Both of them's like, how are you doing? Are you awake? Have you had sleep? No? Okay, me neither. Where are we going now? I need a nap. How about you? I have Red Bull. Hold on. I'll be over there in a minute.
We saw how our team, including our partners, our entire snow removal team, we saw how they respond to adversity.
Mm-hmm.
If the same team is together and the next time we get this kind of a storm, I think we're going to be just fine. And I think even with this storm, we were still ahead of our competition for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we're never perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. I mean, we had a few stupid mistakes that were, there wasn't much place to push snow. And with that much snow, I had 3 fire hydrants that got blocked that I had to go back out and dig out physically with a shovel.
Another company we got to give a shout out to, and they're not expecting this, and heck, they probably don't even want us to give a shout out to them because they probably don't even like us, but Centerville Lawn and Landscaping.
Oh, yeah.
They bailed us out at Domtar. And actually, I'm not going to say they bailed us out. They bailed Domtar out when operation got shut down and we couldn't keep up. And folks, I'm being 100% honest. We screwed up on operation and logistics. Timing. For a factory that runs 24/7, and we stopped their operation.
Yep.
Unfortunately, snow's not an excuse, and like their production manager, grounds manager said, he's like, "Hey, stuff happens. If you need help, just ask. We'll get you help."
Right.
So shout out to Centerville Lawn and Landscaping. Yep. Whether you realize it or not, you helped us out a lot, and we really, really, really appreciate you.
Right. Yep.
I mean, if you were to give us a ring and say, "Hey, you got any sub work for us, or how can we work together?" 100% in.
I drive by your places
100% in.
Day,
so give us a call. We'd love to talk to you and love to see how we could work together and partner up, because we don't do irrigation. We give all of our irrigation to Country Club, but that doesn't mean that we can't partner with other people to do other things. Plus, I know that they do great hardscaping.
I want to know where they got the giant deer or elk, whatever it is, out in front of them on the pond.
Dude, they're
big, huge brass thing.
Centerville Lawn and Landscaping's property is beautiful. I mean, it is. You can't dispute their professionalism. Them and like Siebenthalers, you can't dispute their professionalism. And I know we compete against them, but you know what? They make the industry better.
Yeah.
I want to compete with the best. I want to compete with the Chiefs. I don't want to compete with my favorite team, the Browns. that was and Myles Garrett wants to leave.
You're talking sports ball again. I'm lost.
What else should we talk about with Snowmageddon 2025, Andy? Salt shortage.
Yeah. That's Morton's cut everybody off.
We can't get any more salt, folks, unless we drive to Toledo.
Yeah, so we can go pick it up ourselves, but they're not delivering to anybody, and if you have to have already pre-bought.
Now, the good thing is, folks, we still have enough salt to probably get through February. We could get through 2 really bad snow events, probably.
Yeah.
And actually, we're hoping for at least one so that we don't have a surplus of salt. We got about 70 tons or 60 tons probably now, but of salt sitting in a bin, and we go through about 20 or 25. So if we get a major snow event, though, you're going to see us trucking up to Toledo, because Morton owes us 20 more tons. I get your problems, but you still owe us 20 more tons. Actually, we probably just pay Champion, because
they're right there.
By the time you look at, 20 tons at $150 a ton, that covers delivery fee. We're gonna pay $60 a ton delivery from Toledo. So at 20 tons, that's a lot of money. It's cheaper than our time.
Yeah.
So
fuel,
Champion long mulch and whatever supply, they take really good care of us too.
Champion Landscape Supply.
Champion Booger Supply.
Oh, well,
Great company though. Matt has built a phenomenal company out there.
Their one storage lot over here has been on fire for about a week. And
Yeah,
it smells nice. It smells like toasty mulch around here.
So, folks, if you need a reliable snow company, call us in like June, July to get on our list for 2025, 2026, because that schedule is going to build fast. Right now, we're running 6 plows and 3 tractors. Our goal is next year we're running 8 plows and 4 tractors. That's that on top of with our subcontractors. We plan on growing big, folks. I'm here to tell you, Brunner's is here to stay. So if you need a reliable company to do these services, you can trust us. So with that being said, you can give us a ring at 937-681-4859 if you're looking for a company that will serve you with integrity. You can visit our website at www.brunnersltd.com if you want to see a company that is extremely dependable. And if you want to be disrespectful to me, by all means, comment below. If you want to say, hey, your show sucks, comment below. But no, we're a company founded on integrity, dependability, and respect. So, as Larry would say, shall we continue? So next, we're going to talk about our last topic. Look how little Mila is, and Josh still has a little patch of hair on there. So we're gearing up for mulching and mowing for 2025. We got a lot. We got our work cut out for us. So what do you do for our HOAs as our account manager when it comes to prepping up for the landscape season?
I mean, I have my first QC set ahead of Matt's schedule there, so I can get a good walk around, identify. I mean, one, where turf, if we take care of your snow, I mean, it's inevitable. It's basic, damage from snow plowing, especially with an event like what we had. We had to stage snow somewhere, and it couldn't be entirely in the lot, or people couldn't get out of their houses or garages or what have you. So we had to push it up into the turf. So go around, identify where turf needs repaired. I mean, we have crews going out and doing stick cleanups, all kind of that kind of little QC, TLC rather, beforehand. And then that way we see if there's flooded out mulch beds or anything where we can't get to them. And then basic run around. I don't really know.
Well, one thing for our clients to know, any damage that was caused by snow plowing, we're going to go out and fix it. I mean, there's
we don't have frosts on the horizon, because if the seed germinates and then frosts, it's
and you can look at every property in every city median. There's some damage somewhere. When you have that much snow, like we had in a week's time over a foot of snow. When you have that much snow, you can't see anymore. I mean, you may have snow piles and you think that's the curb, and the curb was really like what you're driving over, or the grass is what you're actually driving over right now, and you just don't realize it.
I tried to go into a retention pond because you couldn't tell where the driveway or anything was, and it was staked. But
we have some damage to fix at Hunter's Glen. But that's something that we can get Noah out doing, because actually I do want Noah to be the one.
He's the one that sank the tractor.
We're gonna have to put a lot of dirt in, and actually maybe not, because it'll probably, some of it'll fill back in, but when we compact. But anyways, folks, we're probably going to go through
6 or 7 50-pound bags of seed.
Easy, which equates to over $1,000, and then probably another $2,000 of labor. So we spend our time and our money. It's in our seasonal contracts to handle those things.
You can't help it. I mean, you can do you do your due diligence. You stake out your driveways, your sidewalks, your curbs. But it's still, especially with the snow we got, it's inevitable there's going to be some turf damage.
I know our mowing crews are gearing up. We just purchased from Buckeye Power Sales a hydraulic mower lift.
Larry's going to be the most excited about that.
Yeah, but we're going to be having our team leaders handling some of their prep stuff. So we've also we've got 12 mowers right now. We're fully staffed. As I speak right now, we are actually fully staffed, and it's winter time still. That's now our bank account sees it a little bit. I mean, our bank account sees it, but it's going to pay off because we're getting a very efficient and trained team. And that's one of the things we've been preparing for, is we've been spending this winter doing a lot of training,
right?
Truck training, tractor training. Believe it or not, plowing snow is huge tractor training.
Well, they've been doing a job for Domtar remediating all their gravel lots and running Bobcats back and forth. And everybody has gone out there and at least gotten a little bit of time driving around the Bobcat. So they all learn a little bit about each piece of equipment.
It's our plan that our entire team can do our entire mission. The plan is that I can go off and spend my life volunteering and networking, and you and Josh can run the business, and the guys can just do it. And me and Andy I just do the fun stuff because I spend a lot of time doing lots of things. And
I don't do fun stuff. I get yelled at.
You'll start doing fun stuff in about 10 years when your kids get a little bit older.
Right. Well, that's true.
And then you're going to look back and say, man, I wish they were still
There's going to be a lot more of this going on.
Yeah, you're going to look more like Wolfman Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is not easy to prepare for landscape season.
And you just playing dump sites. We deliver a lot of we have a lot of our mulch delivered from places like Champion.
We have to buy like thousands of dollars up front to get the discounts to be able to pass it on to our clients.
Yep.
I mean, we get, if on 1,000 yards, if we purchase it up front, we save nearly $500 for the amount of money that we spend on mulch. We save nearly $1,000 to $2,000 for our clients because we buy it up bulk.
Right.
We wouldn't have that ability if we didn't run seasonal contracts.
And knowing what we've got signed ahead of time gives us the ability to track. We've got 600 yards of black and 2,000 yards of brown. Thankfully, nobody around here wants red mulch anymore.
You can't find it if you want it. I haven't
seen it in a while.
You got to go to Cincinnati because I think what's that? Free Evans, I think, still sells it.
Yeah, probably. They actually had really nice red mulch.
They have really nice materials, period. But I think they got in trouble years ago for some embezzlement or something crazy. It's not the owners now, but there was some shenanigans years ago.
Them and Hafner and Sons, I think, were probably the two best reds.
Hafner and Sons was I wish they were up here.
Oh yeah,
they were a great place.
Yep.
I liked them a lot. So, folks, gearing up for the mulching, landscaping, mowing season, coming to a town near you starting in March
3rd.
So, with that being said, you can check us out again every Thursday at 10 a.m. Andy and Gary are back for the season. With that being said, next week we're going to talk about running a landscaping business in 2025. We're going to give you some of the challenges, some of the things that we've had to do, some of the trainings we've done, some of the tests that we're going to take, some of the planning for succession that we have. Folks, I'm 46 years old.
Planning to get rid of that photo.
I love that picture of you.
No.
I'm going to be around, folks, for about 10 more years doing this job. I got a plan for it to move on. I mean, I have a son with special needs and I want to give him an awesome life, and I can't give him an awesome life if me and his mom are spending 60 hours a week working. So it is my plan that we build the company so me, you, and Josh can just kind of work autonomously and the guys run everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I can handle sales and it not take all of our time. I could pay an accountant to actually do all of our books.
Right.
There is going to come a time where I could pay somebody to do all of our marketing, and I just go out and do like we're going to do next week and go to Warped Wing and enjoy an evening of networking. It's in your calendar. Check it out.
I know it's in the calendar, but everything notifies me the week before.
So with that, it is time to let's shoot the shit, Andy. We're going to talk. Yeah, we'll see. I said a bad word. Let's shoot the.
He added a
maybe that's how I do it. Maybe say what, Andy? Let's shoot the. That's how we do it now, folks.
It's really just a safety thing for me.
With that, I'm not sure if my mom ever see this, but I got to do something funny for her because Andy,
he has a much better memory. For
Andy thought it was funny. So, folks, I am going to. This is a tribute to the Wizard of Oz
and his mother
and my mother.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we welcome you to Munchkin Land. La 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 la.
There we go.
Much better. Memory
That was for you, Mama.
I couldn't do that verbatim. No,
dude, that's my favorite movie. I love the Wizard of Oz. You got the violence, you got the hope, you got the liar, the wizard, freaking liar, and then you got Dorothy when she wakes. You were there? and you were there, Auntie M, and you were there, and Toto. So
wasn't it the theory that the good witch was actually the evil one getting rid of her sisters?
Well, that's what Wicked says.
Yeah.
The bad witch, actually, the Wicked Witch of the West. I can't. Elabub or Elphaba. She was actually the good witch, but Glinda portrayed her to be the bad witch because she's green and ugly.
I just know Emery does it. Elphaba? Glinda.
I haven't seen Wicked, and I really need.
I've heard a lot of it, but my kids play the song.
Dude, I love The Wizard of Oz. It is literally my favorite movie. And I think it's like the colors, the singing, and the artwork.
You ever done it with put the Dark Side of the Moon on with it?
No,
Dark Side of the Moon, wasn't it?
It was.
It's really good.
I never did that, and I never did psychedelics.
I did both of those.
I'm being professional.
Oh, just being honest.
I never did. So I learned a new toy.
Yep.
All right, folks, we're gonna call it a day. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Whoa.
You like that? It's the megaphone.
Warned me about that.
Sorry.
It's a little startling.
This is our exit music. I feel like I'm at a LGBTQ parade.
What's that one guy, the Viking dancer dude? He has abs. I can't do that.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Have a good day.